Can you prevent creditors from contacting you once your debts have been discharged through bankruptcy? Hi, I'm attorney Leroy Roberson, back to talk about this topic, and the answer is yes. You can absolutely stop creditors from contacting you once your debts have been discharged. And in fact, in most situations, to be honest, most creditors aren't going to contact you from the moment you even file bankruptcy, because at the moment you file your bankruptcy paperwork, you get a temporary injunction that stays any collection activity, any contact that these creditors are supposed to be having with you. And for the most part, most creditors are going to abide by this injunction. But sometimes you have creditors that either don't want to abide by it or for whatever reason may not know that you even have filed bankruptcy. Maybe they didn't get the copy of the paperwork. They're busy. It went to the wrong address. Things can happen. So sometimes they may not know. But that is going to be few and far between, but there are going to be those situations where your creditors will continue to contact you, basically hoping that you'll pay them anything. And this can even happen once you've been discharged from bankruptcy. So I wanted to make this video just to show you how to handle those situations. So let me start by first talking about what a bankruptcy discharge is. A bankruptcy discharge is the whole reason that you're filing for bankruptcy. Basically, whether it's a Chapter 7 or 13, you can receive a discharge on debts. And that just means that you don't owe the debt anymore. So, for example, let's say that you have credit card debt that's worth $10,000. You file bankruptcy, get a discharge. That basically means that $10,000 you're no longer responsible for and you no longer owe the debt. So that's what a discharge is. Now, once you receive a discharge, the bankruptcy court will they'll sign, fill out, and send you a discharge order. So this discharge order gives a permanent injunction. When you first file, there's a temporary injunction on creditors contacting you. Once the discharge order is entered, that's a permanent injunction from any creditors contacting you any further about that debt. So now let's talk about why creditors will contact you once your debts have been discharged. Well, there's a couple reasons. The main one is honest mistakes. A lot of times creditors may not know, or if you think back, there are certain debts that are not dischargeable through bankruptcy. Things like student loans and IRS debt or tax debt are the things that most people kind of know about. So if you have one of those debts, those creditors may continue to contact you. So if you do receive those calls, that's why. But then there's other creditors, let's say a credit card company, that sometimes want to try to pull a fast one, and even though they know that your debts have been discharged, may still contact and harass you, hoping just to get you to pay them anything that they can get just to make them go away. So if you have one of those creditors, then this is what you do. The first thing you want to do is make sure you send them a copy of the discharge order, because this gets rid of one of their arguments that they didn't know. Well, now you know, you have the discharge order, they should no longer be contacting you. Now, if that doesn't work, you have other remedies with the bankruptcy court, because the bankruptcy court you can get a civil contempt order against these creditors, and these creditors can be fined, sanctioned by the bankruptcy court for violating what is actually a federal order. And a way to keep from having to file it is just mention it to the creditor. Say, hey, I've been discharged. I've sent you a copy of the paperwork. And if you continue to harass me, I'm going to seek a civil contempt order from the bankruptcy court if you continue to contact me. And in most situations, this is going to get rid of your problem. But if it doesn't, then you have that relief that you can go to the bankruptcy court to get that relief. So there it is, guys. I just wanted to give you a heads up because people do run into this issue. I've had to deal with this issue with my clients, and I wanted you to know how to deal with it, whether you've already received your discharge order or you're considering bankruptcy, but don't know, well, what if my creditors continue to contact me once I receive it? I wanted you guys to have this information. So if you have any other questions about any of this, feel free to let me know and we can talk about it in more detail. If not, I will see you guys on the next video. Have a great one.